And we are live. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury, Otto Wallin, weigh-in, fight result, fight weight, who wins and why. Okay? So, PED, salute, counterpunch to you, brother. We got one person on the chat, two people on the chat, slowly but surely, four people on the chat. 2 and 2 is 4. Let's get them up, brother. Let's come on in. Morning from Scotland, absolutely. Morning to you, counterpunch to you. It is 3:51 where I'm at. I'm a night owl. I'm a lichen, so I'm up. I am up, guys. Let's talk about Tyson Fury. We have this Tyson Fury fight coming on ESPN Plus. What do you guys make of this fight? What can we do? I knew Peter. Counterpunch to you, brother. Thumbs up. David Wendell. Morning from Sheffield, UK in the house once again. Counterpunch to you guys. You know, I look at this fight as a fight of uncertainty, a fight of unknown action. We don't know how Otto Wallin will rise to the occasion. What do we know? The boss, Rochdale in the house. Jamie Lee Cunliffe, right? Never get beat. Columbus SC in the building. Senor Aku, morning from Leeds, UK. Jamie Lee. Bolton, okay, gotcha. What you guys think about Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury has fought another person that's been undefeated but less known or unknown. Let's be real. None of these guys, we know who Tom Schwartz is because Tom Schwartz is just the equivalent is Rod Salka. People know who Rod Salka is. I don't know if you remember this guy. He was an opponent of Danny Garcia. When Danny Garcia could have fought anyone else, right? Anyone else. In the light welterweight division, he picked Rod Salka, knocked him out in a few rounds. Poor bastard. But since Rod Salka was so little known, he became legend. He became actually popular because people are like, where the fuck did they pull this guy up at? Okay, the question is this Otto Wallin? Is Otto Wallin like a Rod Salka? That's the question you ask yourself. Tyrone Macklemore, Arkansas in the house. Counterpunch to you, brother. North. You're just north of me. So counterpunch to you. As of right now. But absolutely. I'm not too... Where in Arkansas are you from, Tyrone? Talk to me. Let's get some likes on this board. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's bring them in. Let's talk about Tyson Fury. He is the lineal champ. Sir Oku, light work for the Gypsy King, not pay-per-view. I will watch the replay next week. Sir Oku, that is your decision. Because I know a lot of, if you're in the UK, you got to pay for a pay-per-view versus here. You got to pay for it on BT Sports, but here you can watch it on the app that you pay $5.99 for. And see, it's beneficial for us to get the app simply because, for one, we won't even be able to watch the fight without the app. So they kind of force you into getting that subscription. Okay, unless you got someone else's subscription. I mean, that's bullshit to me. Buy your own shit. But they have had success over here putting fights, or over there, by putting fights over there. Okay. HR, what's good from London? Everything's good, man. Had a great night. It's been a fantastic counterpunching night tonight. HR, what's up? Absolutely. Mickey Ward versus Sean Porter. Who wins? Oh, good fella. Pulp Fiction. Look, you just made the next topic for Wednesday. Wednesday is officially the Fantasy Wednesday. Look, let me ask you a question, good fellas, Pulp Fiction. I have several Counterpunch Boxing News shirts. I will send you one simply because that was so awesome. All right, I have this one, like the JD logo, but it's the Counterpunch, right? Under Armour affiliate. Why not? But just let me know what kind you want. You can get one like this, or you can get a Counterpunch Boxing News, an official shirt, and I will mail it to you, right? But Mickey Ward versus Sean Porter, that is one hell of a fight. I honestly think, oh, do you know what type of action fight that is? That's like Emmanuel Burton or Emmanuel Augustus with a forceful style, right? Maidana versus Gotti, who wins? Dude, you're killing me with this. Maidana versus Gotti, it depends on where Maidana's at. If it's 147, I got to give it to Maidana because he's bigger. If it's 140, Arturo Gotti's, he's more comfortable at that weight, Mr. Black Diamond 08, the pay-per-view sales for Fury, I don't think it will sell well in the UK. What do you think? I think that a lot of people are becoming like us. People are getting tired of paying for shit that they feel they don't have to pay for or they can get away with. That's what I feel. I hope it does well. I hope we haven't came to a society that don't buy shit just because we don't. Maybe a few. Those few are not enough to keep businesses open like Blockbuster or Hollywood or, these other places that sell this type of stuff, right? 1,500 tickets sold, I hear. Yep. That's crazy. I hear that same thing, and I'm like, damn, that's not a lot. Nikki Taylor, Mega Man, Kurt, what's up, fat boy? Rub the belly for luck for me, studying all day but missing boxing. All right, look, I'm rubbing the belly. All right, it's about like a 4-pack. So, but anyway, I'm rubbing the belly. Joe Frazier versus Evander Holyfield. I gotta go with Evander and then that one. He just has too much to his game. Foreman in his prime versus Fury. Mr. Black Diamond is Fury. Fury emulates, and he's a bigger guy than Ali. And people thought that Ali was like was smaller than Foreman, but he wasn't. He was on the same height. So he could utilize his height and speed. Rope-a-dope. Yeah, when can you watch it on YouTube? I have no idea. Maybe the week after. Maybe some people get them, but what am I saying? Let's buy the fight, guys. Let's buy the fight. What's up, Kurt? Let's get to counterpunching. Big Philly style 87. Let's look at Tyson Fury. We got Tyson Fury in the house. We have Otto Wallin, a guy that's less known, a guy that we never heard of. Is he a Tom Schwartz? See, we can keep assuming that these are the same type of fighters that these guys select, and maybe so. But at the same token, are these two different fighters? That's what I want to know. I don't know. I really don't know. Nikki Taylor's Mega Man, and Kurt, I think Tyson Fury 65% chance beat Wilder, but AJ would be Fury, and Ruiz may beat AJ, but will get killed by Fury. It's styles, and I do agree with you with that. And I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of people sitting here talking about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. We was, right? That was the thing. But guess what? We're not talking about that as much. You know, even though Deontay Wilder's trying to talk that up here, there, everywhere now, because he doesn't want that concept to die. He doesn't want that paycheck to vanish. Okay. He wants the idea of fighting Anthony Joshua. Okay, so we said that. Put that all on the table. We know this. But who's to say that Deontay Wilder can't knock out Joshua? That's not out of the question, people. That's not out of the question. You're like Deontay Wilder, if he hits you with that punch, you think, I don't care who you are, right? But doesn't mean Deontay Wilder don't get smoked by Fury, and don't mean Fury won't get beat by AJ. History repeats itself, people. And for those who don't know boxing and don't know the basis of heavyweight or the history of heavyweight boxing, Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier beat Muhammad Ali. Okay? Muhammad Ali then goes and prepares and to do whatever. Frazier goes on to fight Foreman. Foreman destroys Frazier. Then Frazier goes into preparation. Then Don King, being Don King, puts a fight together in the South American apartheid area. And he was successful. And we seen another upset. It wasn't a huge upset, but it was huge enough because people thought that Muhammad Ali was going to get just overpowered by George Foreman. Okay? But he didn't. He knocked him out in 8 rounds. He moved with speed he didn't supposed to have in the 8th rounds. He took some body punches, but he absorbed it, right? With his will, experience, and just God's grace. That's all I can tell you, because he was getting hit with punches harder than he ever got, harder than Foreman said that he ever hit anyone else with, right? So we have Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a skilled fighter, right? He's a skilled fighter, and he's fighting Otto Wallin. All right, fair enough. Dope that like for Kurt. Counterpunch. McGrower. Fury won a fight, a known heavyweight, until Wilder does. Well, Wilder's repeating what he did. Because, you know, with Wilder, let me tell you something about Wilder. Wilder and Wilder's handlers are like this. Hey, the devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't. Plain and simple. I've said that many times before, people. But it makes perfect sense. See, with Joshua, they don't know if Joshua can't come in with a straight right, with a jab, and box and beat up and swell up Deontay Wilder. They don't know that. See, with Deontay Wilder, he can throw a punch and end the night. That's his gift. But it's equaled. It's equaled out. I understand Deontay Wilder, right? I don't really, well, I can see why he's arrogant, because Deontay has a gift. The gift is to knock people out, to catch you with that one punch that changes the whole thing. He knows that. He believes in that. He speak it, believe it, receive it, right? But when that comes against a person that you have to challenge yourself, that or don't fall for the bullshit, that don't fall for every feint that you throw, and he's only doing limited shit. When it comes to that time, the heavyweight division may be the way it is, right? Joshua would stop Wilder. Tyrone. He could. He could stop Wilder, but who knows? Fury's turning boxing into WWE. Look, David Mason, let's stop that. First off, it's more like UFC. But where did UFC come from? Okay? UFC came from boxing. Everything they regulated, every standard that they made from boxing, they made to UFC. They adapted, they acclimated that. Okay? So let's stop tripping on UFC. Yes, it's popular in the States. It's probably people feel about UFC like the UK fans feel about boxing. That's okay. You know why? Because they still don't getting paid. They're not getting paid like they're supposed to. Okay? Dana White knows this. That's why he's coming out of pocket, coming out of pocket, coming out of pocket. Okay? Curtis, Deontay Wilder's punch stronger than Mike Tyson's. There's no way of knowing that, man. I can tell you this: Mike Tyson is a more complete fighter simply because he can hit you and knock you out with several punches instead of a fucking right hand. I'll say that. Lex Gaming White Tee. What's up, Kurt? Best boxing channel on YouTube. Would you be surprised if Fury loses to Wallin in a huge upset? Look, man, I can't be. I would be surprised. But will I just be shocked? No, because I understand the dynamics of boxing. You can get your ass leveled fucking around, right? You know, and then like what Fury says, if Fury can sit here and say, I'm 100% focused, and you're talking about Wilder, and you're talking about possible, you're one of your best friends is talking about a super fight with Anthony Joshua. Look, we don't know where this guy's at. He's all over the place, right? So it's crazy, man. Wilder should have a loss on his record. Also, in my opinion, I was also Wilder win 2 rounds against Fury. Those were knocked down. Lewis, look, that fight was better tied. Sure, it made no progression in the sport, but they did not want to strip the belt from Deontay Wilder because that's all they had. So they protected that with their life, with their livelihood, and they knew it. Which is, hey, it is what it is. It's business, and business at the end of the day. Jack Orr, good morning to you, brother. Glenn Mountain, good day from here in England. Tyrone Macklemore, to this day, would be a huge if he loses tomorrow. Delkio, it would very well much be. But one thing about Tyson Fury, he's almost like preparing for this. Like he's saying, well, there's nothing much that I can tell you. It's always a dedicated fighter. They can tell me something and I may get knocked out. We don't know. This might be the next yada, yada, yada. Right? Because he's trying to sell it, but then he's speaking this into existence. This shit could happen. Tyson Fury could get knocked out, and then where Tyson Fury lies at that. Right? Devin Haney is a bad boy. You can tell he trained with Floyd. I'm keeping my eyes on him. Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, absolutely. Kurt, who wins? Joshua versus Wilder. That's a dangerous fight throughout. It's dangerous for Joshua, but it's also dangerous for Wilder because these dudes are not fucking scudless. They're not these type of people that, hey, if you keep missing me, I'm going to hit you with this one thing I have. No. Deontay Wilder's like, I have this one thing. I can knock you out. I can throw that shit all night. Normally he won't, but with that one punch, he can devastate people. He has a gift of knocking people the fuck out. You can't hide it from him. But there has to be a balance. There has to be someone like Joshua that comes in and says, you know what, I'll fight you. Okay, White, he got froze out. He got fucked up in some drug shit, okay? Now it's all about Anthony Joshua. Why not Joshua Wilder, right? That fight could have happened, whatever, but it didn't, you know? Let's see. Aaron versus Eddie Hearn. Let's make it happen. No, I would feel bad for him. Kevin Lopez. Counterpunch to you. What's up, brother? David Mason. Ruiz is going to make a bigger dent in the heavyweight division than people think. He may. David Mason. He may. If he beats Joshua, then he turns around and fights the people on that side of the street to show that he is that guy. You know, I don't see why that's a big problem. The only problem I see is Deontay Wilder. No, don't wait. Make the date. I think he wins the rematch, David. But Fury and Wilder would toy with him. Toy with who? Okay, gotcha. Hey, Kurt, jeez. My friend, to be honest, the weigh-in between Fury and Wilder was very dumb, to be honest. The stupid faces, the mask, Bob Arum, it was almost to watch. It was so sad to watch. Damn. It wasn't that bad. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Counterpunch, Julian Jackson versus Canelo Alvarez. I had to go with Canelo because Julian Jackson could only knock you out contingent on what he could hit you with. I think this year will be the year of upsets where all the top three lose. Lex Gaming YT. I don't want to wish that on that because it got to be that one guy that gets out. You know what I mean? If it's a horror story and everybody gets defeated and it's like, damn, this shit's like a horror story, like a nightmare. But then at the end of the day, you can do certain things. All right? Cut the grocery list, whatever, But these guys that are actually fighting, they will balance out. And what's crazy about this shit is Joshua still beat these motherfuckers. He beat them with competition. He beat them with personality. But then yet, he beat them with the experience of knowing what it's like to lose. A lot of people don't think about that. You got these reporters, they come in and they're able to share certain things that other people don't even think about. Right? Benjamin Morris from Brixton, London, counterpunch to you. Predictions, Hayden Walker. I got Tyson Fury. Hell, Tyson Fury is going to do this guy. Hopefully not as bad as Tom Schwartz. Is there a date for Wilder? No, it's not. Not unless just something just dropped. But as of now, no. That I know of. Could you predict who becomes the best of the era? Very good question. Joe Joyce. Counterpunch, we went to school together in Berlin. Pharrell Montana. All right. But I look at this fight. Maybe it's a 50-50 fight. Maybe not. Who knows? Adrian Taylor, counterpunch to you. Was the crowd booing Fury when she came when she came out of the step on the scales, or was it just time? Let me know what you think. That question's actually up in the air, and I remember hearing boos, but then that could have been the resistance, right? That could have been the people that thought this fight was bullshit and just showed up to say, you know what, fuck you, this fight is bullshit. It could have been that. It could have been. But thank you for the super chat donation, counterpunch to you, Adrian Taylor. I just think that it was people that were very passionate about the fight. Therefore, I think they should let that fight go on and should have let that fight be. I don't judge it no more. Why? Because it's about to happen. What can you do with a fight that hasn't happened yet? But it's happening soon. No one wants to see. But the best thing about the fight, it could be over and done with. Right? Wilder is a duck, quack, quack. He's something, man. I don't know. Who wins, Joe Joyce or Jarrell Miller? Jarrell Miller ducked out of that fucking fight, so we won't know next gaming. But I think that Jarrell Miller, if he can do the same thing, if he can produce the same results in the ring that he did before he started this drug cheat shit, he could be very dangerous. Like real talk. So, but Joe Joyce, I think, see, Jarrell Miller's no Stavern. And I think Jarrell Miller knows what he has to do. Like, I'm going to get inside Brooklyn style, rough house, work the body, set up stuff upstairs because I'm working the body. So actually be a tree chopper. And that's that, but it doesn't work that way. With Miller knows he's hungry. Miller knows what he has to do. And he's trying to do a lot of PR work to try to get back to where he was. I feel that Shannon, he could learn a lot from Shannon Briggs. Jarrell Miller can. I think Wilder loses with the Ortiz rematch, then say the fight December 20th, for example, and then try to get out Fury rematch. Hopefully Ruiz. It's crazy. Miller is 2-1 pace for Joyce. Joyce is a big bastard. There's a reason they call him Juggernaut. Okay? They call him Juggernaut because the dude can come and run over the fuck you. So, it is what it is. Miller's 2 pace for Joyce. Shannon needs to be back 1-1. Canelo versus Roy Jones Jr. Who wins? A prime? Come on, good fellas. He destroys fucking... Look, everything that Floyd didn't do to Canelo would have been done to him if he'd have went up to fight Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones didn't only have that physicality, that reflexes, the gift of fighting. He also had fundamentals. But he also looked after the people that were around him. That's what I liked about him. He wasn't that stingy person, so... But no, I see him picking Canelo apart because even Canelo has too many holes in his arsenal. Wilder will stop Ortiz within 5 rounds. Hey, that's an opinion. That could happen. Come back to the fight. Okay. What do you got? 38 years going to be a good year. My days in AJ versus Fury will be a draw because AJ was going to run me mine. AJ will fight Fury and why? That would suck. I think AJ knows he has to put it down. He knows that he has to do something about this particular situation. What happens to Wilder Fury fight if he loses AJ? Got a rematch clause. He's going to fight Ortiz and they can cancel Christmas. That's it. Ortiz beats Deontay Wilder. I know that El Heyman will try to come in like, hey, let's do it like this instead of leaving all of our assets and stuff over to these other people. Roy was a bad man. Hell yeah, it was a bad man. Who was a prime Mike Tyson versus Wilder? Ooh, that's a shit. Damn, that's a good question. I don't know. Who wins on prime Tyson and Wilder? Probably Tyson, though. ABS 1, what's good, brother? Counterpuncher you. Cashing Joshua out. Dude, Tyson, Pillow Fist Fury. You've seen recent pics of Ortiz sparring? No, I haven't. Zambano Love, send me that so I can counterpunch it. I do want to see pictures of Luis Ortiz and how he looks in this current situation. Mike Tyson would beat up Wilder. You know this, Kurt. Kovalev, a dangerous fight for Canelo. Nah, it can be, but it's not what people think. Because Kovalev he took a few ass whoopings and, the way I think he trains for one particular level and style and weight and stuff like that. And then you all of a sudden, oh, we'll give you $10 million to fight where we tell you to fight, but you can't do it here. It's crazy. Fury wins. We all know this. I refuse to book this fight until the fights. AJ or Wallin again. Anyway. Tyson is in the best in the world by country miles. He has to prove it. All he has to do is he's taking on Deontay Wilder. Okay, cool. Beat him. Then, hey, I'm taking on Joshua because I know a lot of people want to see that fight. Beat him too. You know. That's a hard one since Douglas beat Tyson. Fuck yeah, shit. Ruiz beat Joshua. That's one of the biggest upsets that we have. You always talk about mental and head games. If Fury loses to Wilder, will he be mentally able to come back again? I think Fury might be done, depressed again. No. Nikki Taylor, Mega Man. I think this is the case. I think, honestly, that he's in the military. A lot of things won't bother him at that point. If it does, I'll send him the money to get it from the commissary of where he's stationed at. But his main priority is to focus on what's going on in that 6 weeks of training. So, better beef maybe. What is time is Fury fight in the UK? Thoughts on Tyson Fury saying turn down Bucks Floyd? A lot of stuff's a riot. Easy work. Who wins? Wilder versus Fury? Oh, that's a good question. It's up in the air, though. Fury can do what he did, but I don't think he really wants to do what he did. I think he wants to come out there doing some more machismo shit, the same shit to put his ass down in my proximity. And I was like, damn, what happened? Right? What other 170-pound champs you see? Let's see. Hold on a second. This shit's crazy.